Facebook Live is now one of the go-to places for anyone to stream news-making video. In Minnesota, the girlfriend of a man shot to death by police used her Facebook Live feature to show the aftermath. The video has more than 5.5 million views this morning. The next evening, Michael Batista used his smartphone to stream the Dallas police ambush. His Facebook Live video has about the same number of hits. CBS News contributor Nicholas Thompson is editor of the New Yorker magazine's website, NewYorker.com. Good morning.
Good morning, Laura.
So at first, Facebook removed that video of the shooting of Philando Castile. What went into their thinking?
We don't actually know what went into their thinking. Facebook Live has happened. Facebook Live as a medium for news has happened incredibly quickly. Facebook Live, launched 3 months ago, and initially it was just, people putting rubber bands around watermelons and the Chewbacca mask. It was funny, frivolous stuff. Suddenly, it became really important stuff. Facebook wasn't quite anticipating this. They have a bunch of community standards that have governed their policies and their posts before. They tried to apply this to the situation. I think they're a little confused as a company right now.
And where might I go with this, though?
Well, what's going to happen is I think this is going to become a big part of every news event from now on. Now that people think about Facebook Live when something is happening, they're going to start live streaming. And live streaming is much more visible than taped video. You see it, and even if you see it when it's not live, there's something about the fact that it was broadcast that makes you experience it in a more intense way. I mean, you watch that Minnesota shooting video, and it is extraordinary, the emotions you feel as you see that. Yeah. Then add in the fact that as you watch it, you're seeing the commentary of your friends and other people thinking about it. It makes the whole experience much more intense. So it is going to amplify every news event as we go forward.
Yeah, and what do you think are the dangers of that? Because people had a visceral reaction, especially the people who knew this man, who we were seeing literally dying right before our eyes. How can you censor something like this, Nick?
Well, so the danger of it is that what social media does is it makes us more passionate. It makes us more impassioned. It does that for lots of reasons, in part because of the experience of watching with your friends. You can imagine situations where people becoming more impassioned isn't necessarily a good thing, and seeing things without context and seeing it without the filters that you've normally had. In the Minnesota case, it brought us truth unvarnished. Yeah. That is something extremely powerful. In the future, that can be...
a lot of people say, thank goodness that she was able to do that, because
absolutely,
a lot of people argue this has been going on for years. It's just now the cameras are allowing us to see it.
Right, that is absolutely true. You can have situations like that where it's undoubtedly a positive, and you can imagine situations in the future where it's not clear it's quite as positive. So,
do you think there's going to be a catalyst for a lot more of this?
I think there's going to be tons more of this, and I think we're going to have situations where we have Rashomon effects, right? Where you have one person streaming it, doesn't really give you the whole truth, right? You're getting a live stream without context at that moment. That's a particular and difficult thing. You're going to have moments where people get really inflamed and really impassioned, and you're going to have other moments where it's the only way to get the actual story to people in real time, which is an incredible thing.
And how do you contain that, Nick? It's
fascinating. We have no idea, but we're going there.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. We are there. Thank you, Nick.